right.
Obviously, like you said, much better place than a week ago. I mean, coming out of that Arkansas game, a lot of positives.
Yeah.
You feel like you can build on those going tomorrow?
Yeah, definitely. The train's back on the track, and I think the coaching staff knows a lot better what we need to do, how we need to work together. I think the players know what we want better, and I think everyone's on the same page. And in college basketball, things change real quick from one game to another. And one thing we wanted to do was make sure, putting this team together, we thought we had a chance to be special, and we really wanted to test them early on and test us early on to see where our strengths and weaknesses were. And I think after 2 games, no one's played a harder 2 games, and after our first 3, I don't think anyone will play a harder first 3. For those that don't know, I mean, to win a college basketball conference championship, you have to be a good team with good culture, and Sam did that last year. And the same team that had Ole Miss down 1 with a minute to play last year played Nevada 3 points at half, and it was a 2-point game with 9 to go or 10 to go. So, I mean, they beat Tarleton by 30 at Tarleton, and Billy Gillespie's teams don't get beat by 30 at home often. So Arkansas is a good prep for this game because Sam's really aggressive defensively, really athletic on the perimeter. But from a coaching standpoint, first 3 games, we'll definitely know a lot more about our team after that, because one showed we could handle adversity. Now can we handle some success too?
The other night in that game against Arkansas, there were some moments where the score was tight and it looked like y'all cleared out, got Norchad the ball on the blocks. Is he kind of like almost a go-to guy, like just with his strength and stuff on the blocks?
Yeah, definitely he's a go-to guy. Anybody that can't be guarded one-on-one is somebody that's a go-to guy, and I think that's the strength of this team. I think we have several different weapons, several different guys, and part of putting a team together that's a little more difficult is usually before the portal, people kind of worked up into their roles, and now people show up and you have 3 or 4 guys that might be used to being the go-to guy, or 2 or 3. So just sorting out, figuring out whose turn to do what, how you want to play. And each game, there's different opportunities based on how people guard. And since we're still in football season, some you can put 8 in a box and stop the run, and then you got to pass, or you might only rush 3, and then now all of a sudden the run game's important. So, I mean, with us, we have different ways to score, and Norchad on the block is definitely one of them.
How much of these early season matchups is kind of a feeling out process for you when you have so many guys coming in here?
It's enormous. Especially with only one returning starter, until we get Langston back. With so many new guys, just making sure the pace of play is what we want, how we want, the execution, the communication, and again, we have a really good group of guys, but it takes some time to get chemistry with one another.
And first real home game coming up right here. Just how exciting is that, especially when you have so many guys who haven't played here at the Foster Pavilion?
You see a big smile on my face because it's the first game for all of us. From the standpoint, last year we just came over for shoot around, then went back to our office and came over to the game. This will be the first game for all our new guys, first game for all our staff, where actually we'll come over in the morning, you're at your place, you go to shoot around. So anytime you do something for the first time, it's exciting.
Scott, how much more freedom do you have to focus on yourselves with games against teams that aren't in the top 25 now?
Yeah, and that's why with Sam, it's important. People might not see a ranking next to their name, but this is a really quality team. And again, if you can win a conference championship, you're doing something really well. And the parity we know is coaches. I mean, you look at their scouting report, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 out of the first 7 are seniors. So, I mean, at the end of the day, those teams scare you, and anyone you play scares you because you can get beat any night. But especially a team like this, because a lot of fans might not know just how good they are.
With the last 2 games being against top 25 opponents here for the next couple stretch of games, just not having that pressure of playing a top 25 opponent, how do you guys continue to not stay sluggish and just focus on each game ahead and prep? Because, the closer you look down, you can see UConn on that schedule.
Yeah. Well, again, I think to be no one likes to be overlooked, and I think everybody can identify an experience probably where they, especially if they've been in college 4 or 5 years, where there was an upset because they weren't ready to play somebody that wasn't perceived a top 25 team or a Power 4 team. So I think those personal experiences are huge, but also, again, this is college basketball, and especially early in the season, as everyone's figuring things out, teams that return players and experienced teams have a huge advantage. So trust me, though, Sam will have our full attention. At the same time, I know we are really excited to play in front of a home crowd, and a crowd that gives you energy and gives you can feed off of. And just like Gonzaga was able to feed off their 12,000, I mean, we'll feed off of our Foster crowd.
From a what goes up must come down perspective, VJ took some tumbles in that game the other day. I mean, kind of looked a little banged up at one point. I know he came back into the game. Yeah. Do you worry about him at all with that, and how's he feeling today? Yeah, no,
great question. And VJ's somebody that he's used to getting knocked down from the standpoint. He's a tough kid, and he likes to go dunk on people and seek contact at the rim. So he's somebody that guys are a little bigger than they were in high school, but at the same time, there's not a doubt with us that if he can get back up and play, he's going to do that. So he'll get used to just when he needs to jump stop, when he needs to try to dunk on people, because obviously we can't afford to get anybody hurt. But at the same time, his toughness, I remember tested positive for strep throat, but wasn't contagious, didn't have a fever, and he's like, heck no, I'm not missing practice. So you don't have to worry about his toughness.
When you bring in so many different pieces and then you have a first game like the one at Gonzaga, just how encouraging or validating is it to bounce back in game 2 like that, to show kind of the character of the guys you're bringing in?
Well, I can tell you, for me, it was great. I slept a lot better. But for all of us, I mean, there's pride in wearing a Baylor uniform. There's pride in being a part of this program, and there's responsibility. And again, after the disappointment we had, really pleased on just how everybody rallied together and improved. And now hopefully we can just keep building from there.
VJ had, I think, 5 assists, and I think led y'all in assists. Could he be one of the primary distributors?
Yeah. I think again, one of VJ's biggest strengths is he affects the game in every asset and facet and way. And defensively, he can be an all-conference defender. He can lead us in rebounds. He can lead us in steals. He can lead us in assists. He can lead us in points. And the great thing is, so often players that are as highly touted as him get wrapped up and focused just on points. And he's one of those guys that's just as happy if he scores 2 points as if he scores 20. It's really about the win. And you love coaching somebody like that, because he takes good shots, and his shooting percentages will go nothing but up. We don't worry about that at all. But as far as the other facet of the game, he affects it all.
Good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you guys. So which one wasn't your question?
how are you feeling? And I assume it probably won't prevent you from continuing to attack the basket and try to get up over guys.
Like you said, it was hard for us. Took like probably two. One after the block and then one where I got undercut. But I mean, I feel good. Credit Dave and all them for looking out, making sure I'm healthy. So yeah, but like you said, it won't stop me at all.
Josh, how important was just the bounce back, after the Gonzaga game to come back and play like y'all did against Arkansas?
I would say we needed that game because starting your first game of the season blown out by almost 40, I feel like everyone came into the game taking that as a motivation to play harder than the way we did against Gonzaga, and we got a good result doing that.
For sure.
Kind of for both of you guys, just how excited are y'all to get out here in front of the home crowd for the first time this season? For you, VJ, for the first time as a Baylor Bear.
For me, man, I'm excited to be honest. I always think the Foster on TV. When they first opened it up, seeing how loud it was. I just want to be a part of the atmosphere. I feel like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, especially you said it's my first game. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how loud they're gonna be in there for sure.
For me, I would say it's the first home game, so we have to come out with energy. And even though we're playing a low major school, we don't have to come out with the mindset of we're playing a low major so we can beat them. I feel like no matter who you play, you just have to come out with the mindset of okay, I'm coming in to play with 100% and give my best every night. So yeah.
And then Josh, just what was the key after that Gonzaga game, bouncing back so quickly against another top 20 opponent and getting the win? What was the biggest difference?
To me, the biggest difference was our defense. I feel like everyone buyed in on the defense because if you look at the game against Gonzaga, where the defense wasn't that good, but I feel like the few days we had to sit down and talk, not just with the coaching staff, but we had a meeting with the players and I would just talk about everyone has to buy in on defense if we want to win or if we want to go far. So I feel like the big goal was the defense for us.
Josh, what are y'all focusing on improving the most coming out of that Arkansas game?
I would probably say more of when you take a lead, don't get relaxed because we had a large lead against Arkansas. Then we looked down the score again. It was a close game. So I feel like when you take a lead in a game, don't feel the game is done till you hear the final whistle. I just feel like we need to just keep putting our foot on the gas and keep going.
Josh, how do you approach your role this year? In the starting lineup now with Eve gone, do you approach it any different and kind of view your responsibility any different?
I would say I have a different perspective about it. I would say now I feel like I've stepped into the role where I'm one of the leaders on the basketball court because I've been here 3 years. So I would probably say I was blessed enough to be able to play basketball with John, who was kind of the leader on the team. So I feel like that helped me to prepare for this position I'm in right now, as stepping in as the standing center and being able to be a leader for my teammates on the floor. So yeah.
BJ, we had Norchad and Rob in here the other day and asked him about your dunk against Gonzaga. In terms of your personal top 10 highlight reel, where does that one sort of rank on?
My personal top 10, probably it's up there, probably top 3 for sure. But the outcome of the game wasn't what I expected, so that's what made it drop a little bit. But if we'd have won the game, it would have been number 1 for sure. But that wasn't the case, so I'm just a little top 3, top 5 for sure.
VJ, now that you've had 2 top 25 matchups to start this season, now that you've had 2 games under your belt and you're really starting to get into the groove here, how are you feeling just knowing that you've still got some time, but just early on really clicking, and how is it coming together for you?
Like you said, I'm taking it day by day, to be honest. It your first game being against Gonzaga ain't normal, especially coming in as a freshman. So I'm just bought in right now, just taking it day by day, like I said. Trusting my teammates, trusting the coaching staff, trusting everybody, trusting the culture. So, I got first 2 games under my belt, so now I'm starting to get in the flow of things. So yeah.
Did your experience this summer playing with the national team, I mean, did that help prepare you at all for going up against big time competition? I mean, you were playing with the NBA dudes.
Yeah, it definitely did. But like it was a different team. So we had different approaches to the game, different coaching staff, everything. So I guess like you said, it helped a lot because I got to learn from the pros. They're in the place where I want to be right now. So where I'm trying to go. So learning from them helped a lot. I mean, helped prepare me for college, but it's a different game. It's not college game and the pro game is not the same. The FIBA, not NBA, not like none of them in the same game. So being able to adjust on the fly is what helps me.
VJ Scott was in here talking about how any given night you could lead the team in points, but also lead them in steals, rebounding. You can kind of do it all. Just how much pride do you take in doing whatever it takes to get the win and not just putting up 25 every night?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about scoring. I just want to win. That's the main thing. So I just do whatever it takes to win. I don't want to be the guy that if I can't score, I can't impact the game. I want to be able to impact the game both offensively and defensively. So if that means diving on the floor, I would dive on the floor. Just trying to do all the little things. I mean, that's what really matters. That's what's going to win you games sometimes. That loose ball I could have go dive on could have saved us the game or something like that. So, like you say, just taking pride in being an all-around player, not just offensive-minded player, for sure.